But you know where I did go, Caroline?
Where?
I managed to attend, and we've spoke about it before, the SNL50 Experience, the like walkthrough exhibit that was up in near 30 Rock a couple of weeks ago, and I'll take you through my journey if you'd like. Would you like that, folks? Let me hear you. Anyway, so every question you ever had about the SNL50 Experience, I can answer it now. I've been through it. I know there was a lot of like, especially on Reddit, people were
Mm.
like, "Hey, what is this? What's this supposed to be?"
Because they
And
didn't really say. They just said, "Hey, buy tickets to the experience."
right, exactly. And then saying like the two things they said was like, feel how it feels to roll out for Weekend Update and hear your name called as you enter like the monologue stage.
Hmm.
Um, so those were the two things we knew going into it were gonna happen or we were gonna see otherwise. Um, So I managed to go. I had to end up going alone, which I know it was a bummer. We were trying to get Caroline up here and it just
Couldn't
didn't
swing it.
happen. I was gonna go with a friend of mine from up here. She had to cancel. There was a bunch of drama with like, ooh, was I gonna get to go? I don't know. But yep, I walked through by myself, which is important for later in the story. So
Okay.
here's the marquee. Here's what we see before we go in. This is the line had a lot of different like the land shark costume was up there and they had like
Yeah.
monitors playing sketches, mostly recent sketches, and then some clips from the documentaries, the Peacock documentaries. I didn't spend nearly as much time in this line because I was one of the only people who didn't have a partner in the
So you got,
entire
they
place.
did the kind of like,
They
you
were
get to kind
literally
of,
just like, we need one. And I raised my
yeah.
hand, and I found out later what I missed was like an hour and a half wait.
Oh,
Yeah, which is
well,
crazy. So if this ever pops up again, folks, maybe consider going alone. I don't know.
or
That
at
might
least
help
maybe just be willing to
to break off. But I think like
separate. Yeah.
if you were registered together, you had to
Oh,
stay
yeah.
together.
That makes sense.
I don't know if you could have broken off at that point, but yeah, so really wild. But they had a bunch of decorations that were set up to look semi like the backstage hallways of SNL once you got like close to the door. This is what I sent you and RJ when I was like, hey, I'm here, because you could totally tell I'm absolutely there. Then the first place you go the first place you go is you take your host photograph. So there
Nice.
was a table full of props, and I told our lovely guide, who was standing with the prop table, I was like, these two taxis are calling to me. And she was like, all right, go ahead and go take a picture. So I stand up there, and I just did like a regular face and just held them at each other. One of the photographers was like, make them crash into each other. And she comes up and like tilts it for me into what you see, and then I just made a face. They took a picture, and we
It's
were on our merry
perfect.
way. But yeah, this is my SNL bumper photo for the week.
Yes.
So yeah, the experience was the right word. I thought this was going to be more like a museum type
Hmm.
thing, but what they really captured was the feeling of like, we are about to go live. Like there were you were walking through this room essentially like hosting your episode. Before we went down and did this picture, we walked down some stairs, and there were posters and like sketch maps, like sketch blueprints almost, and post-it notes and all kinds of stuff lining the walls on the way down, and some audio playing on speakers saying like with producers, directors, stage managers saying like 90 seconds to air, host to wherever. So building that anticipation of like, we got to move quickly. And our guide also told us like, this is going to be fast. It's just like the live show, that kind of a thing. So they did really sell the like stress of it. Like
Yeah, the
I
fast
felt myself
pace.
going like, oh my god, we gotta go, we gotta go. And then like they'd have uh these people who were working with the production, every now and then someone with a headset and a clipboard would walk through and say like 20 seconds to get to like the next room or the next part of the show. So throughout you had this feeling like, oh my God, we're doing a live show. So now we arrive backstage, and this was the hallmark of the event, right? Like, this is what they told us. Hear your name called as you enter. So these are the people in front of me. I'll more on them in a bit. This was our lovely guide. And then this guy back here, can you see my mouse? I can't tell if you can see my mouse.
I can, yeah.
He was the announcer. So he, before you walked in, you would write your name phonetically, and then he would double check with you, and then they'd go. So here is my entrance on the fake SNL50 stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kirby Dogs!
There were so many more people when you came through that door than I was anticipating, like crew members.
Oh, okay.
There was a whole pit of like post-production people, computers and like servers, and just like just big tables everywhere on the right side, like behind the camera. And that was the first time through this thing where I was like, they're actually doing something here.
Yeah.
I don't know what, but like there would not be this much personnel if they were just doing like touristy type things. Like, and then the camera was like a real cinema camera that was on a track with 3 operators and made like a, the sweep we all know and love, for the entrance. So that part was definitely the most like production wise, like filled out of the entire thing. You go to the rest of the rooms that had like cameras, and they were very clearly like prop cameras, so that's what it looked like on the other end. So yeah, I mean, I think, it's a pretty good recreation of the set, even though
you were almost too tall for the door.
And they warned, a bunch of people told me before I went through, they were like, hey, watch your head. Because they like weren't sure if I was just going to smack right into it. And honestly, I wasn't either. But yeah, multiple people were like, hey, be careful going through there. One thing I liked is between each like room, between each attraction, if you will, they were able to theme up. So this is like the cue card area. And there was even someone sitting at a different table, who like answered a bunch of questions from some other people in our group. And like they even got to keep a cue card that was lying around, and these are absolutely real. Like if you look at the ones down here, hi guys, I'm Timothy Chalamet. I'm your host and musical guest this week on SNL. This is like a network promo that they would have shot with probably him solo. This back here, my thanks to Lin-Manuel Miranda. That's the Good Night's cue card, I would assume. So yeah, some actual props made it down there, and I know some people, one person or one group one pair within our group got to keep one of these.
Nice.
I wish I'd asked, because then I would show it to you right now.
Yeah.
And then so this kind of stuff was lining basically every area in the when you were walking from place to place, like, your fake run of shows, your camera, your like your show breakdowns, like camera blocking type stuff, really selling like the backstage look of it all. So then, and I just flashed it, so then we get to a point that this was the first attraction that was not listed in the description. And I made a joke to like my group. I was like, I think there was a reason they didn't tell us about this one, because they hand us Christmas presents to strap onto ourselves. And we got to step onto the Dick in a Box set. And strike a pose. It was a little humiliating, but you know what? We had a good time.
I knew someone in college that dressed up as this for Halloween every year.
Every year.
Every year.
It never gets old,
No.
So yeah, had a good time doing that. And then, so between this and Weekend Update, they were like, okay, it's time for your quick change. And we're like, great. So they put us into these like quick change booths that had curtains on both sides. So we're shuttled into the quick change booth, and she closes the curtain on me, and I'm just like, and as soon as she closes the curtain, I turn around and I go, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
And so then, like, I'm standing there for a bit, and there is a wig in a bag
Oh
on the
no.
wall in front of me. So I'm like, do
Am I
I
supposed
put
to?
the wig on? I don't understand. Right when I was about to like reopen my curtain and be like, hey, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
The other side flings open, and we're on the Weekend Update set. So everything, I didn't
no
miss
wig
anything.
needed.
Everything was
Yeah.
good. No wig needed. And so we all took our turns on the Weekend Update set. So I guess now is the best time to introduce you to our two friends here. These are twins who
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not exactly sure where they're from, but I do know that they are Twitch streamers, and they broadcasted the entire experience.
Oh wow.
There's like a 4-hour live stream available. Their names are the DinomiteTwins. So shout out to y'all.
Shout
You were a
out.
lot of fun. And I am in the background of the entire thing.
Nice.
So if you want my live reactions to that, just search up DinomiteTwins on Twitch. I have it on the screen right now. And yeah, you could see everything from like me taking my picture. That is all on their stream. But yeah, it was funny because I went and found their stream after the fact, and they had the same reaction I did in the quick change booth.
Yeah.
One of them like popped out and asked the other one like, "What are we supposed to do in here?" So then we got to sit down and actually read a cue card. This is my partner for the day, Gabriella. It was because it was supposed to be a 2-person thing. We both came alone, and they put us together just before we went in. We had a blast.
Thank you. Fantastic. 3, 2, 1.
I'm Michael Che. Good night.
Good night.
You didn't say your own name?
No. Yeah, that's not what the cue card said. What was I supposed to do? I can't go against the cue card.
Well, who were you?
I was Michael Che because
Okay. Well, because
you
you're
can
on
tell
that
by the
side.
whiskey glass. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
And it did cross my mind to do the classic thing that Michael Che used to do, which was like the put his foot up on the desk for the good night,
Jordans,
to show off the J's. Yeah, and I was this close to doing it, and I just didn't. I chickened out. But it did cross my mind for sure.
Yeah.
This was another area to like the next thing. These are some like iconic props from commercial parodies and stuff like that. Little chocolate donuts, almost pizza, which is a classic.
I love that one.
This is I believe this is Lil Pound Cake.
Was it the one with the needle?
The HPV vaccine doll,
Yes.
yep. This is the Cologuard thing. Yeah, there's just all kinds of good stuff in here. This is they've talked about this on the Lonely Island podcast. The JJ Casuals.
Yeah.
The Jack Johnson barefoot shoes.
Right.
And then we got some more on the other side. Here's a prop from
MacGruber.
Yep. Let's see what else.
Dune
Popcorn bucket.
bucket.
Yeah. I really didn't get to look at these super close, so having this picture is
Were
great.
those JCPenney hard seltzers?
These?
Yeah,
Maybe.
No, next to it.
Yep.
From
yep,
the very first Please Don't Destroy.
Oh yeah, look, it's even labeled. Wow. Huh. How about that? Good find. And then Super Bass-O-Matic.
Yes.
That's classic. Oh wow, I can't tell if that's just like lit weird or if it's actually that faded.
I bet it's the light, but also who knows?
This looks like, because I actually just watched the Super Bass-O-Matic from the 40th anniversary when they redid it, and it was called like the Super Bass-O-Matic 2150, but that looks like a 7 right there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because the original was called Super Bassomatic 76. I bet
Mm-hmm.
this sign,
Yeah, that looks like the original.
I think this sign is original. Now, this one definitely isn't,
Right.
because of the stickers on it. But, uh, yeah, that's so cool. I'm even learning new things from the pictures I took. But again, we weren't in there very long. And then, so we were shuttled to hair and makeup because we were going to be in
Mm-hmm.
a sketch. So
Ooh.
we were taken to the hair and makeup department. I'm not entirely sure what all these are from, but these are very iconic,
Yeah.
identifiable headpieces. Debbie
Yep.
Downer, Church Lady, Domingo.
Oh, already.
Yep. Stefan,
Mm-hmm.
Gilly, and David Pumpkins.
David Pumpkins, okay.
David Pumpkins. So they had some really cool stuff in here. So yeah, the next place we were going to be, when Aerosmith sang the theme to Wayne's World,
Mm-hmm.
that was what we were going to evoke.
Okay.
And so Gabriella and I were assigned to the tambourines in the back. So we played our tambourines, and then because of the '90s aesthetic of it all, they took a Polaroid of us
Nice.
after our sketch. So I have that, and then back there is the tote that they gave us, for being part of the experience. So after that, hard day's work done. Then we settled back with an actual drink in the Five Timers Club.
Really?
They served prosecco at the end of this
Interesting
experience,
choice.
and so yeah, they like recreated the Five Timers Lounge, and it was just we just hung out in here, had our drink, and this was like a montage of various good nights from over the
Mm-hmm.
years, and yeah, it was really fun. That was a nice room. It was just a nice like hang, and
Yeah.
you go around and look at all the pictures and stuff like that. But yeah, I was in the presence of an actual Five Timers
Whose jacket
jacket.
is it?
Beats the fuck out of me. Maybe we'll never know.
No.
Um, but yeah, and then after the whole experience, you were taken to like they said it was the gift shop. It was more like a showroom for what was available in the gift
Mm-hmm.
shop. But in that room, they had all these signed headshots, which this is a tradition that the show does. They'll
Yeah.
sign a picture that they took that week, and it gets put up in the hallway. So they had some of these from recent episodes: Gene Smart, Ariana Grande, Maya Rudolph's back there, Kate McKinnon. So Michael Keaton, that's probably the most. No, this John Mulaney one's the most recent one. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the experience. Oh, and a couple more props on the way out.
The iceberg.
Owen Yang's iceberg and Eddie Murphy's Mr. Robinson's
Right.
neighborhood getup. And this was outside. This was a big poster that they had in the 30 Rock lobby that I just walked around and took a spin in after
Yeah.
the event. Molly Shannon actually just posted a picture of her in front of this very display
Mm-hmm.
earlier today. And then I saw another major celebrity on the way home from the experience, the clock.
There she
The
is.
clock in all her glory. And then inside our like gift bag, this was everything that we got from it. We got a nice like enamel SNL50 pin,
Mm-hmm.
schedule of events for of course half of them were already passed by that point.
True.
And then this was a coupon for 10% off in the gift shop on SNL stuff. This was obviously the QR code to get our pictures from the weekend or from the night, and a great new SNL50 water bottle. Wait, I'll go find
Yeah.
that. Oh wait, it's in here actually. Why am I showing you pictures of the tote when it's literally right here? And then
Trust me, guys, it's really cool.
I'm showing you pictures like there's just no way to actually see it in person. And then this nice SNL50
Very
water
nice.
bottle, and then I ended up getting an SNL50 sweater from the gift shop. So that was my SNL50 experience. All your questions answered. And check out the DinomiteTwins Twitch stream. It is still up and available as of a couple days ago.
I can't believe they let them stream the whole thing.
Well, they encouraged like phone use. They
Yeah.
were like, take pictures, do it all. And so
Hmm.
like I did get kind of worried too. I was like, oh my God, are they going to get in trouble? Is it going to be awkward? Like, are they going to get
Mm.
thrown out? But like, no, they wanted the,
Yeah.
the hype, I guess. So there was nothing secret about it. It was funny because last weekend I got an email from the SNL50 Experience, and I was like, all of my suspicions confirmed. Like they're going to use this for TV and they're needing my
Yeah.
release or something like that. No, they were just sending me all my stuff again. I guess they were like doing that in case you didn't download it from the QR code. I don't really know why they emailed it directly because that's what the QR code was for.
Right.
But
In case somebody stole your sick tote bag on the way home.
yeah,
Now you
true.
had no way to get your photos.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And it was, and people were looking,
Yeah.
for sure.
Gripping it a little tighter.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. Any questions from the SNL50 Experience? I'm so sorry we didn't get to do it together.
I know. We'll get there for 60. I'll fly out for
We'll make it
60.
happen.
No, I mean, how long was it start to finish? How long were we
It
there?
wasn't very long. It was like I was in there maybe 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
To get through everything. Which really surprised me once I realized just how long most people
I
waited
was gonna say,
to
good
get
thing you
in.
got to skip the line.
Yeah, because I even waited a good half hour or so
Hmm.
before we went in. So, and that was with me skipping most of it, most of the
Yeah.
wait. So, but yeah, it was a quick thing. But that's what they were. Again, that was the like
Right.
feeling they were trying to evoke. Was like,
Yeah.
this is a live show. We got to keep it moving. But yeah, good times.
Do you feel like you can call yourself a cast member now? Can you put yourself in their shoes?
I don't know because I know because like see if I were an actual cast member I would have actually had to put on the wig in the quick change room,
That's true.
whereas like I wasn't required to do that.
If you were an actual
Um,
cast member, I think someone would put the wig on you.
you'd hope,
There'd be
but
another
maybe
person in that room with you.
yeah, it would get really really cramped if I was an
Yeah.
actual cast member.
Oh,
A
okay, here.
lot of
So you did the big three. You did the monologue,
mhm,
and you did Weekend Update, and you did a sketch.
yeah, and a
What was the
pre-tape,
best one?
and a pre-tape.
Oh, and the pre-tape. What was
I
your,
what was my
what can you
my
see yourself
favorite?
doing?
I thought that monologue stage was really
Yeah.
really fun, and Weekend Update like that is I guess like in terms of things I have done,
Mhm.
like which is very little compared to like what you actually do to get on the show, but that's the one that even growing up I was like I could see myself doing that. I couldn't necessarily see myself doing like um you know, a full blown sketch or like something
Right.
overly physical, but like Weekend Update, direct to camera, an ad lib every now and then, that part, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be fun.
Nice.
So Weekend Update and the main stage were like
Yeah.
my two favorite parts of it. Cause just, wagging that thing around in the box was just I just felt the shame,
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
like, of like the staff just being like, guess we gotta watch these people do this,
Right, right.
But yeah, so that's probably my highlights of the day.
Nice. Nice.
And because the Wayne's World sketch was cool, it was just very fast.
Yeah.
It was like a lot quicker than the rest of them, and all of it was already very very quick. So. But yeah, that's the SNL50 Experience, baby. Maybe they'll bring it back for 60, and we'll be the first in line.
Yeah. But registered separately, just in case we need to
Yes,
skip the
exactly.
line.
Just in case we need to go. Yeah, yep, for sure. And then maybe if we're in separate groups, then we can compare. Like, oh, how was your group? How was your group?
Hmm.
Because that would change it. If you had just different people involved. I mean, all of our group didn't interact too much, but we did have a few moments of like, everybody else standing on the sidelines while one person's like having their moment, shooting their
Right.
pictures and stuff like that. So that was kind of fun. Everyone was very supportive.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I took this. This is actually a still from a video, but I took this on outside.
Nice.
All the flags surrounding the rink are SNL50 logos, and then every other flag that's not immediately on the rink is like a classic logo, which I thought was cool.
Okay, yeah.
It was a very nice touch. But yeah, there you go. SNL50.
SNL50.
Good time.
I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was. I was obviously worried going alone, but like once
Yeah.
I was out of my head, I was like, okay, I got to do this for the other people in my life who can't go, and
Right.
for like 14-year-old me who would find
Yeah.
this to be like the coolest thing that ever happened.
Yeah, definitely.
So I was full in on it.